Hey there, I'm Angella Sharpe, and welcome to the Daily Mix. I hope you had a great little holiday there. You know, the kickoff to the holiday season for me is always Guns and Hoses. That's the event that happens the night before Thanksgiving, where police officers take on firefighters in the boxing ring, and they kind of take each other on. I was one of the MCs at the event. There's a great shot of me getting the crowd all fired up before the show started. And really, it's a great event. It raises money for a wonderful cause. All the money goes to Backstoppers to help those fallen officers. Since it was my birthday, though, the guys over there at Guns and Hoses got me a dozen roses. How nice was that? So, you know, sometimes my birthday falls on either Thanksgiving or the night before, and it's a really great time. And it was a sold-out crowd, so all of Enterprise Center was completely full, which always makes it even better. And you know, you get to meet a lot of wonderful people, get to interview them and see what they're up for. That man right there was with the Folds of Honor. So it's just a really all-around great event. And then right after that, I had to go home and take a nap because the next day was Webster versus Kirkwood, the oldest rivalry west of the Mississippi, the Turkey Day game. That right there is the Frisco Bell that the two teams play for. Sadly, this Webster grad had to watch Kirkwood win for the 7th straight year. It's unheard of. It's the longest run that any one of the teams have actually had against the other. So hopefully next year Webster can win. You can see I put my Webster hat on there near the end because I wanted to, you know, sport my Webster pride as I left the building. It's still always a ton of fun, a great event. And then of course we had Black Friday. I don't know if you did any holiday shopping. I went out and bought 2 5'8" nutcrackers that play music and sing when you walk by. I totally underestimated how small my condo is, so only one's up. A little bit later on in the show, we have Katarra Parson. She's a local recording artist here in St. Louis. She's got her brand new album out. We're also gonna tell you where you can go see her play. I talked to her a little bit before the show. She seems like she's got a pretty cool story. So keep it right here, and let's get started on today's Daily Mix. Last week, the St. Louis Development Corporation, Project Connect, and the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency and the U.S. Corps of Engineers celebrated the NGA West groundbreaking at the Polish Heritage Center. The city of St. Louis and the NGA leadership were on hand to discuss the new facility as well as future Project Connect plans to improve the area surrounding the NGA West campus. The new campus will be located at the corner of Jefferson and Cass in North St. Louis and is expected to open by 2025. I know we're still in 2019, so that seems far away, but if you think about it, in just a few weeks we'll be in 2020, making that just 5 years out. You can learn more about the project at nextngawest.com. And we want to congratulate Danielle King. She was named the 2020 Boys and Girls Club of Greater St. Louis Youth of the Year at the Great Futures Gala. This is the higher honor a club member can receive, and it celebrates the contributions the recipient makes to their family, school, community, and their Boys and Girls Club. Along with the title of Youth of the Year, Danielle received $9,000 in scholarships and a car. So congratulations to all of the top finishers. If you want to learn more about the Boys and Girls Club, and you probably do, go check them out. You can check them out at bgcstl.org. And speaking of scholarships, Burger King franchise Broadway Restaurant Group is inviting area high school seniors to apply to the local Burger King Scholars Program. More than $50,000 will be awarded throughout the Metro East, with each location granting $1,000 in scholarship money to students from the nearby community. The deadline to apply is December 15th, so that's coming up quick, guys. You can learn more and apply online at bk-scholars.com. For over a decade, El Monstero has been building a loyal following of fans who can't get enough of the Pink Floyd tribute band. Known for bringing a visual and audio experience like no other, their annual December show has become a St. Louis holiday tradition, for many people, and the tradition will continue. That's right, they're bringing it back, the U.S. Pink Floyd experience, back to the pageant December 19th through the 21st, and then again the 26th through the 28th. You can find ticket information and more at thepageant.com. Now, this is such a popular show. Tickets are selling out so fast. But guess what, you guys? That's right. We have a pair of tickets for opening night for one lucky viewer. All you have to do to go to enter is go to our Facebook page, find the El Monstero giveaway post, and answer the trivia question in the comment section, and then you'll be entered to win. Now, the hardest part of that will be picking who you get to take with you. In 2015, a local man named Lou Baszewski bicycled over 400 miles through Europe, retracing the path of his grandfather's armored division during World War II. He took that journey and more than a decade of research and turned it into an award-winning documentary, Path of the Past. Take a look.
It's just an idea, a journey, but it turned into far more than that. Grandpa and I had spoken about it often, about retracing his road during the war. After he passed, I decided to follow the trek on my own. It would take me from Omaha Beach to central Germany, the path that 152 men started, and only my grandfather and 17 others survived. They were part of an armored division whose contributions and sacrifices are still sadly unknown. Along the way, I was welcomed into homes, embraced by experts and survivors alike. I saw the towns and the terrain that I had only known from books and my grandfather's stories. And sometimes, it felt like he was there. I had no idea what I would learn and how much we failed to remember. We remember the war and not the impact. We remember the soldiers, but we forget their scars. We remember the victory, but we forget that everyone lost. We remember the glory and forget the horror because it didn't happen in the States. The Europeans don't have the luxury of being removed from the wastelands of our history. They are all around them.
Path of the Past is currently available on video on demand on several platforms, including Amazon Fire, Roku, and Apple TV. A free screening will be held at Soldiers Memorial on Tuesday, December 17th, the anniversary of the beginning of the Battle of the Bulge. Additional screenings are planned for 2020. You can learn more by following Path of the Past on Facebook. And now it's my favorite part of the show. It's when I get to bring my guest out here. Katarra Parson is with me right now. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Okay, we have to go back. So I've now, I researched you obviously before you came on the show, but when did you know or really start to think that music was going to be your thing?
Definitely 5th grade. When I was 12 years old. Wrote a song about a guy I had a crush on.
That's how it always starts.
Exactly.
I'm like Taylor Swift, okay?
Yes, oh God. Adele, yeah.
Yeah.
But I needed a way, I was extremely introverted, shy kid, so I needed a way to like express these intense emotions that I had. So I would secretly write these songs, and next thing I know, I'm like, wait a minute, I'm feeling something from this. I feel like this could be an amazing ballad or something. So I finally took action on it years later, which was actually 3 years ago.
I love that. Well, when did you start singing?
I've been singing since I was actually a kid. I grew up in church, in choir. My mom was a choir director, so I have to sing.
Oh, you had no choice.
Oh yeah, no choice. No choice at all. Singing in an adult choir, learning how to harmonize. So music has always been a huge part of my life for a long time.
I love that.
Yeah.
And then 3 years ago is when you really started to kind of act on it, but you've already played in a lot of different places for just kind of really getting started 3 years ago.
Yeah, it's surreal. It's surreal, playing in Miami with Damon Davis over Farfetch. I just got signed to them last year. Like a lot of just a snowball effect of events have been happening in my life since I stepped into my purpose. So
I was gonna say, people always say that everything kind of starts to kind of snowball itself when you're doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Exactly.
And so you really feel that.
Oh yeah, and it's impacted my life in a lot of ways. It's impacted a lot of other people's lives. And I'm realizing that my music is affecting people. People are gravitating towards my music. So it's just like, I know I'm supposed to be doing this for a living.
I love that. And you're St. Louis, born and raised,
Oh,
right?
yes. Born on the west side, raised on the west side, but I've been living on the south side like for half of my life. So,
I love that. Well,
yeah.
I love seeing people from St. Louis kind of, finding their way and having it kind of take off for them. So you've got this album out right now,
Yes.
right? Tell me about this album.
The album is called Voyage, my debut album, working on it for the past 3 years. It's kind of like a modern day Shakespearean romance. Roller coaster ride of just the intensity of human emotions when it comes to loving others and loving yourself. So.
Well, let's talk about that, because in a second we're going to show you a little bit of clip of that video.
Yeah.
So what is this video that we're going to see a little bit clip?
That video is called Phoenix Rising. First single I put out. It's about me stepping into my power. Like, for a long time I was told to play small. I didn't have a voice. Just shrinking myself to make other people feel comfortable for the majority of my life. And when I started taking action on my music career, like, I noticed how my confidence and my self-love was just getting higher and higher. So Phoenix Rising is about that journey of me struggling to love myself and finding myself in the end. So my friends call me Phoenix because I was rising from the ashes of who I used to be. So.
Well, I love it. Let's
Yeah.
take a look at a part of that music video. You have a beautiful voice, and that's a lovely video. But where can people come and see you live? Because I know you're playing somewhere.
Oh yes, you can definitely come and see me at the Dark Room at the Grandale, actually coming up Friday, December 13th. I'll be there from 10 p.m. to 1, guys. Late night gig.
I love that. Everybody loves a late night gig. That's a perfect
yeah.
date night experience right there. Come out, listen to some music.
It's an awesome atmosphere, just chill vibes, bar, restaurant, and then music by yours truly with a band. So
that's always great. And of course that album's out right now. Where can people find that?
You guys can find it on all streaming platforms, and then I will be having a vintage vinyl soon. Yes.
So people will, okay, now what is that going to be like when you're going to be able to walk into Vintage Vinyl and physically pick up a copy? Because I can only imagine that would be just like a tear in your eye kind of moment.
It's been so many of those moments, just because I shop there all the time. So, the day I walk in there and see my CDs, I know I'm gonna cry.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, to be a part of just the St. Louis Renaissance, like the music renaissance is going on right now, so.
I love it so much. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
I think everybody definitely needs to check out her music. If you can't make it to a show, at least, check her out online on those streaming platforms. She's got a Facebook, an Instagram, a Twitter, all up on your page. And of course her own website. And of course you can find her on Spotify. Voyage is the album, so definitely check it out. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And don't forget, you can check us out on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram as well. You can always drop us a line at thedailymix@stltv.net. We want to hear from you. That's going to do it for The Mix. We keep it right here on STL TV and Experience St. Louis.